that wasn't right, that you realized after the fact going into this year that you should try to say, let's not make that mistake again?
I don't think it was quite us. They were really, they deserved to win by 50 the way the game played. And their guys played better than my guys. But I would also tell you at the end of the year, if you think we would have had 3 guys go in that draft and then go in the league doing what they're doing, if you watched that game, you would have said never happened. And these guys know, I mean, this is so early in the season, I can't predict what goes on. They have a couple veterans, but really they're veteran quarterback, which makes them go. So, it could be like, if you remember when Tyler Eulis went up there and just dominated the game. I mean, you know, you're at the mercy of that guy a little bit. So, but I'm anxious to see, and really where we are right now. I wish we didn't play this game the first game of the year, but I've said it before. Why don't we have a couple games under our belt before we do this? But, you know, everybody agreed to do it, so.
What makes Cassius as effective as he is?
He's a good player, plays with great pace, plays with patience, knows what he does well, and he'll play for all 40 minutes. You're not going to take him out. You know, first 5 minutes of the game are not going to dictate how he plays. So
when the other team's best player is a point guard, how nice is it to have Ashton Hagens on your side?
If he doesn't foul. If you're trying to keep this kid from scoring, you're going to foul. And what you're trying to do is if a kid gets 25, just make him a hard 25, you know? And, you know, I expect our guys to be anxious. I don't know, you know, how, you know, what will happen with the young kids. You can't predict it.
What's your feel for Nick's status at this point?
Still day to day. We'll see if he can give us a little bit of practice time today, probably nothing live, and see what he can do tomorrow. And if he's, you know, if he's timid with it, he shouldn't play, not in this game. So we'll just have to see.
Cal, you seem to have a really good relationship with Tom Izzo. What do you admire about him? What do you like about him? Not only as a coach, but away from coaching.
Well, he and I have been friends for a long time, and I respect the fact that, you know, he not only is about Michigan State, he's about the kids and he's about the game. If there's anything that needs to be done that's going to make the game better or game better for the kids, he's all in. He also speaks his mind, which I appreciate. That, you know, I think he and I are of the age at this point. You kind of say things sometimes you wish you didn't say, but you say them anyway. And as a basketball coach, you know he's as good as they get. And his team's just watching the tape. It's the same deal. I mean, they're going to play. You're not beating them just by saying, well, we're going to take their lunch money. You're not. And they're not going to beat themselves. You're going to have to play a heck of a game to have a chance to win just because of how they play, how they defend, how tough they are, all the stuff that, you know, we try to teach these young guys, and it just takes us a lot of time to do it.
John, at this stage, how do you feel about any opponent taking your guys' lunch money?
Well, the only thing we've been working on is them understanding what toughness is, and it's not pushing and shoving. It's, you know, are you in the kind of shape you need to be in mentally and physically? Are you beating workouts? Are you conquering yourself? Before you can try to conquer someone else, you got to conquer yourself. Are you in the frame of mind that you can be tough? That you're not going to get pushed off a screen, that you're not going to, on a shot, run to the rim. You're going to have enough discipline and toughness to go hit a body before. Are you going to, on an offensive rebound, run to go get it? Or are you running back? Are you going to put your chest on his back on an offensive rebound because it's easier? Are you tough enough to try to get even? Are you tough enough to set a screen? Are you tough enough to dive on the floor? How about, like, take a charge? We just showed them the tape of LeBron James taking 2 charges in a game, the best player in the world. Took 2 charges. Then we showed them the 5 opportunities, 6 opportunities that we had that we turned sideways. So, I mean, all the toughness things, you know, you don't know what's going to come out in this game. I mean, you don't. I mean, I knew we'd have a tough time with Duke last year. I didn't know it would be 50, but I thought it would be tough. So you just don't know. I didn't know when we beat Duke that we were nearly good enough to beat Duke, which we did. Or Kansas when we beat them like we did. I mean, you don't know walking into these games because they're so early.
Cal, you tried a couple of different lineups and a lot of combinations in those exhibition games. Did you come out of that with a feel for what might work best for
At some point, I'd like to put those three guards in together. You guys know I've done that in the past, and we've become pretty good teams. But, again, Khalil played way better. Keon's playing pretty good, so we need to, keep giving those guys opportunities. And the only thing I told these guys today, if someone really has it going, you may get less minutes because he's playing so well. And you got to accept that. But the flip side is when you're playing that well, you're going to get those minutes and it gets less. Just how this stuff works. So, this will be another one that they've got to understand that, you got to get in there and fight and perform. And I look, at the end of the day, I said, if you go in this game and your whole mindset is wait till they see me try to get 30 and 20, I know what'll happen. I've been there and seen it. But if you come in the game to say, I want everybody to know how hard I play and how well I play defensively, that I'm a tough rebounder and I run that floor every time, those are things that don't take skill. It's effort and toughness. Do those things, and then your offense happens. But these are all young guys. I mean, they're used to, they're judged on points. I mean, the newspapers put their high school, how many points they scored in the state, who scored the most points in Tuesday's games. Forget about who played best. So it's how they kind of grow up with this stuff.
Cal, to that end, do you look at the first 5 minutes of what Nate did the other night? Draws, I think, 3 fouls, boxing guys out, looking for somebody to hit every ball that goes up as sort of the example of what you're asking for from these guys?
But there were 4 or 5 balls he needed to get that I said, you have to get those balls. I mean, they went to him and he didn't bring them in, or someone jerked him out of his hands, and I just said, look, for us to do anything with you, you have to be able to get balls. You got, because then I told the guards you're going to have to go get some balls. But look, I told them the pressure is on us to prepare. That's what it is. That was my message. The pressure right now for me and you to prepare, it's not during the game. When the game starts, you let it fly, you have amnesia, and you help each other. That's what it is. You're going to make mistakes. You'll be wrong 60-70% of the time in this game. So cover for each other. You're going to make the wrong cut. You're going to make the wrong defensive move. Cover for each other. But have amnesia and move on. You can't let play-to-play bog you down. But it's new. I mean, it's nice that we have some veterans that we're not walking in. I've walked into this game with 5 freshmen before. Starting 5 freshmen. Trying to, and they're going to win every game. What? I think we were down 20-2. I believe it was. So, at least we got some vets here, and we'll see.
John, the game last year.
And that team, by the way, we were down 20-2 to start the game. Looked like we were going to get beat by 100. And I believe that team was in the national championship game. That's why this stuff, and I think we lost that game, if I'm not mistaken. We may have won it, I can't remember. What's my wife's name, by the way? But anyway, what was I saying? I can't remember that. But anyway, we were down 20, anyway, go ahead. Next.
John, the North Carolina game last year, Kobe White, a lot of hype, and Ashton seemed to respond really well.
Totally different situation. Kobe was a freshman. This kid is a senior. Totally different situation. I don't want him even thinking about how I played that game because he would speed White up. He's not speeding this kid up. This kid's going to play at the pace he wants to play. Now, he'll play fast, but only because he wants to play fast. And when he wants to play slow, he's going to play slow. So it's a different deal. It is more, I got to make this difficult. And if he's making baskets, I can't change how I'm doing this. Just keep playing and hope he starts missing something.
How much more of a challenge are guys like that for Ashton? Because sometimes he can, with his ability, he can sort of gamble and in a handful of plays sort of change the game.
The discipline, he's got to be disciplined. It's going to be, but it's November. How disciplined can he be? I just don't want him to get 2 quick ones. So now we're playing shorthanded because I won't play him in the first half with 2 fouls.
Who's your point guard if he's out? Is it Manuel or is it
No, it's Tyrese. Manuel's playing so good off the ball. He's running, he's scoring, he's flying. Just be who you are. There's no more point guards anyway. So what's the difference? Just be who you are. What do you do best? And we got to get him to defend and stay engaged. He's good until there's about 10 seconds left in the clock, and then he'll turn his head, and all of a sudden it's like, what, you did great for 20 seconds, finish it out. But he's another one. He's a veteran. If we all would run like he runs, this would be as fast a team as I've ever coached, because he's that fast. And our guards, both Tyrese and Ashton, will fly and throw it ahead. You just got to run. They can't out. Like, we have times where a point guard's out running our wings, unless it's Emmanuel. Like, he's flying.
What do you think when DJ plays in those 2 exhibition games, and what do you need him to build on?
He's just got to get better. I mean, I've had so many players go through, I'm going to be able to do this way, and then you figure out, great, learn them in those kind of settings that, got to get in better shape. Until you do that, until you conquer yourself with some different areas, it's hard to change anything else. Think about rebounding and blocking shots and nothing else. Just do those 2 things. And then all of a sudden you start changing. But it's hard to accept that until you get in and you don't really do the things you're capable of doing, and then you're all ears, talk to me. But PJ went through this, if you remember, especially his first year. Oh my gosh, his first year? Do you remember he lost 17 pounds in like January? Like over a 30, 40-day period, he lost all that weight, and then he started playing. These kids all go through this stuff.
Guys, this doubleheader Tuesday, how good of a promotional tool is that for the sport? Not a big splash.
Not as good as playing in August would be. If we had 2 weeks in August where we televise games and exhibition games, and you play good at opponents. We play Michigan State in an exhibition game, and it'd be televised. And everybody in the country could play 2 games, 3 games, whatever it is, 4 or 5 practice days, kind of like spring football. And you do it in August. That is the best way to promote, during a dead month, promote college basketball. And you do it late July, early August, when you have a chance to really have people see your teams. And I even said you could have double headers, triple headers, you can do whatever you want. But I think it's what we need to do, and it's, again, something I've been talking about for 7 years, 8 years, 6 years, and we got it. We're the NBA Summer League, the 3-on-3 stuff, the $1 million, is it $2 million now? $2 million game. I mean, it's all on its segment that should be college basketball for those couple weeks, and. It's not money, it's not taking them out of school, it is, here's why we're doing this. And most of us are practicing our teams in the summer, and then it eliminates this European stuff where people are going, we're all taking foreign tours because it's educational. Did I say that? So I lied. I admit I lied. It's not educational. It costs $250,000 to go to Spain, Italy, Croatia, wherever you want to go. Let's go to 2 sites, and kids are sleeping on the bus. They get up. Can I just stay on the bus? Yes, stay on the bus. All right, we got 2. I mean, let's just do this stuff here. Why? Just everybody gets to play in August, and you take 7 days, a few practice days, and we're practicing anyway. How about this? Take 1 day a week off up until that point. And you don't add any time. It's the same amount of time, and you're playing games, television. How do you think the SEC network would like content in August? How about that? You think all these other networks, the ACC, the Big Ten, the Pac-12, whatever has ESPN, they all would like content. It wouldn't be just us playing. You're telling the whole league. So now you got another 50 games, 60 games.
So you guys don't know all about the museums in the Bahamas?
Yeah, we did, and 4 guys didn't get off the bus, and, but they did learn about dolphins and
water slides,
shells on the beach. We talked about the different kind of shells. We thought that was a good lesson for them, teaching them stuff.